price. But now to our special investigation into diamonds, and be prepared for a shock, because we've discovered that well-known retailers are passing off low-graded diamonds as higher grades. And what that means is that rings sold for thousands of dollars are, comparatively speaking, next to worthless. And it gets worse, as Glenn Conley reports.
I wanted the diamond to be really white and sparkly, and I wanted the diamonds on either side to also.
When Michael Youssef popped the question to Carol Mitri, it should have been the happiest time of their lives. When it came to the rings, they knew exactly what they wanted.
We paid roughly $5,000 for all 3 rings, and the valuation was probably about $12,500.
But you thought you had a good deal?
Of course. Who wouldn't think that?
Like so many valuations which come with today's jewellery, it was barely worth the paper it was printed on. Grossly exaggerated. But there was an even bigger problem here, a problem with the diamonds themselves, a growing industry-wide problem which undermines the credibility of some of our biggest jewellery chains. It would seem more than ever when buying diamonds, we're not getting what we pay for.
We took it upon ourselves to have it independently certified. So we approached the DCLA and we asked them to certify the stone, just the centre one, just to be comfortable. And we found that it was not what we had asked for.
Back to Carol and Michael in a moment, but first a crash course in diamond valuing. Before you buy any diamond, it should be graded by an independent laboratory. Apart from carat weight, the key to a diamond's value is its colour. The most expensive diamonds in the world are natural fancy colours like pink, red, yellow, blue and green. For all the rest, there's an internationally recognised scale for measuring white diamonds, known as Cape Series diamonds. Grading starts at D and runs through the alphabet to Z. A diamond with a colour grade of D is the purest, whitest and most valuable. Moving from G all the way to Z, signs emerge of a yellow hue, the result of nitrogen in the diamond. A pure white D-grade diamond is vastly more valuable than a Z-graded diamond. Accordingly, as you move down the alphabet, the value of your diamond falls significantly. Grey and brown diamonds are the least valuable of all, not even on the Cape Series scale.
Well, I wanted the centre stone to be a 70-pointer, which is just under a carat, and to be a G colour.
Like good consumers, Carol and Michael wanted to ensure they got what they'd paid for. They took their diamonds to the most respected independent laboratory in the country, the Diamond Certification Laboratory of Australia.
The colour was meant to be a G and we received an L.
I was devastated. I was really upset because, it took the joy away from, planning for a wedding and an engagement.
Carol and Michael are still in dispute with their jeweller, Naniva Jewellery in Sydney, who's accused them of switching stones. It's no surprise they're fighting either. For each overgraded, overvalued diamond sold, someone is making a killing.
Initially we paid $5,000, roughly $5,000 for the rings. The valuations were $12,500 for all 3 rings. What they're worth, probably at most $1,600 for all 3 rings. That's correct, $1,600.
Roy Cohen from the Diamond Certification Laboratory of Australia, or DCLA, appeared on Today Tonight last year as we exposed the ridiculous pricing and discounting in the jewellery business. He says to claim diamond grading is imprecise or subjective is just plain wrong. If you had to grade the same diamond 100 times, would you come up with the same grading every time?
Pretty much. The only time it could possibly be different is if it was a really borderline stone, and then you'd probably get 98 out of the 100 times the same grade anyway.
I think jewellers think that the consumers aren't going to go out and get it certified and won't understand, so they just feel that they can do this kind of stuff.
You trust, you give somebody that much money to buy something that you really want, you trust that they would give you what you asked for, but you don't get it.
Sadly, they're right. We conducted our own test of the jewellery industry based on the mistakes thousands of consumers make buying average diamond rings at the big jewellery chains. We went to Angus & Coote and chose this ring, with 3 main diamonds and some moulded into the band, in the window at $3,999. When we got to the counter, we were told it was on special at $2,799, which is what we paid. The valuation they provided says $3,999. But the key here is that we were told it was a white diamond with a hint of yellow. Our appraisal suggested it was L to M on the Cape Series scale. We then went to Prouds and chose this Diamond Trilogy engagement ring in the window at $999. But once again, we were offered a surprise discount at the counter, down to $799. Again, the valuation they've promised to mail out will be for the higher amount, $999. Crucially, once again, we were told the 3 diamonds were white, again nominated as L on the Cape Series scale.
It's pretty obvious that you've been misled.
We took our diamonds to Roy at the DCLA. We didn't tell him where we got them, what we paid, or any of the details given to us by the jewellers.
We go through the 4 Cs as well as other tests, and we give absolutely every bit of information about that diamond.
What are those 4 Cs?
The 4 Cs are the carat weight, which is the weight of the diamond to 3 decimal places. The colour of the diamond. The colour is judged according to a diamond colour master set, which must be a master set that is often internationally recognised master set. And then we grade the clarity, the next C, the clarity, and then the cut.
Roy invited us to film the entire process. We had to get the stones removed from the ring before he'd look at them. First, they were weighed and logged to get a carat weight. Our biggest stone was a 0.7 of a carat, known as a 70-pointer. The next step is a series of machine tests to look at a host of characteristics like the shape and internal structure of the stone. It also tells us whether the diamond is natural or synthetic. All 6 of our stones are natural. Then, the big test, colour. While some so-called labs use a colour meter or questionable comparison diamonds, Roy has internationally recognised master stones accredited in Belgium. And that's crucial to get a true colour. We were told they were graded white. What did you find?
All 6 stones had a different variation of brown. Some of them were plain light brown, some of them had a brown hue.
Are they brown diamonds or white diamonds?
They brown diamonds. There is definitely a difference in price between a normal Cape Series LM stone and a brown diamond.
Have a look at the brown diamond under bright light compared to a white diamond. It's like comparing glass with dog droppings. Now keep in mind we spent more than $3,500 here. We'll tell you their true value in a moment. First, the tests continue. Roy tests for clarity, looking for and logging markings, cracks and other inclusions. The final test is the most technologically advanced of all, providing a 3D image of the diamond and its growth patterns. The series of tests is completed on all 6 diamonds, then repeated a second and third time by 2 more independent graders.
Each diamond that is graded is compared to the master set, not just by one grader, but by multiple graders. Each grader grades it independently, and also the diamond that comes in is anonymous, so it has no customer information on the diamond.
But what does all this mean for the value of our jewellery? We asked 3 independent merchants to value our rings. Each asked not to be named. Our ring valued at $3,999, for which we paid Angus and Coote $2,799, was valued at $675, $870 and $685 by the merchants. Keep in mind those figures are wholesale and don't include the jeweller's profit margin, which on these figures is around 300%. Our $999 valued ring, for which we paid $799, was valued at $300, $460 and $290 by the merchants.
Well, the wedding is going to be in mid-July, and the problem we have now is that by the time this whole thing is settled, it will probably be after the wedding, so we don't have rings as of yet.
Is there any way you would put that on your finger between now and the wedding?
No, I wouldn't want it.
So how do you protect yourself? Roy suggests 3 basic steps. The first is to look through the phony discounts at the big jewellery chains.
It's very, very simple to protect yourself. Extremely simple. Firstly, don't be sucked in by all these 50% and 60% off discounts. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as cheap diamonds. The only thing that looking for a discount will lead you to is to an inferior quality diamond.
Step 2 is insist on the right paperwork and certificates.
Make sure that you get a grading report, a proper diamond grading report, a proper certificate, and not not just a certificate that is unknown, because that could be the merchant certificate, or it could be a certificate where a laboratory doesn't have the equipment. Stick with the well-known laboratories. Stick with a laboratory that is internationally recognised, that has the equipment, that has a track record.
Step 3 is to know which certification to look for.
The certificates to look for would be certificates like the Gemological Institute of America, the GIA in the States, the HRD, Hoogeraad in Belgium. There is the AGS, which is also an American certificate. And then there's the DCLA, which is an Australian-based certificate, and we are recognised internationally, and we are accredited by the Jewellers Association of Australia.
Valuations really only mean something when you're making an insurance claim, but they don't reflect the true worth of your diamond. To round off our exercise, we took each of our rings to a series of pawnbrokers, cash converters and second-hand jewellery dealers. For a ring Angus and Coote says is worth almost $4,000, one dealer refused to even look at it, describing brown diamonds as practically worthless. The best we could get was just $600. The best offer we got on the ring Proud says is worth almost $1,000 was just $300. One dealer said it wasn't even worth $100.
We understand that they need to make money, but not that way.
And if you've bought a diamond which turned out not to be of the quality you paid for, we'd like to hear about it. So please leave your details on our website at yahoo7.com.au/today.